Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really zoning in on something crucial for community-based organizations and nonprofits.
Yeah, we're talking about building a solid organizational budget.
Exactly. It's like crafting the financial engine that actually powers your mission, wouldn't you say?
That's a great way to put it.
Oh,
We've been looking closely at this guide from the Southern Africa Litigation Centre, Developing an Organizational Budget.
right. Pulling out the key stuff.
Our aim here is to make budgeting feel, well, less intimidating, more like a practical tool you can use to hit your goals and stay sustainable long term.
Okay, let's unpack this. So, in simple terms, what is an organizational budget for a CBO or, a nonprofit?
Well, basically, it's a detailed plan. It estimates your income and your spending over a set time, usually about a year.
Just guessing numbers then.
But it's more than that. It's really about strategy, deciding how to best use the resources you have, which are often limited, and also thinking about risks, preparing for bumps in the road financially, and making sure you actually have the funds to do the work you set out to do.
Got it. So, smart planning to maximize impact. Now, the guide mentions six key benefits. Let's start with goal alignment, linking money and mission.
Yeah, this one's foundational.
Yeah.
Your budget shouldn't just be some spreadsheet living in isolation.
Right.
It needs to be directly tied to your strategic plan. When you connect your financial planning to your big picture goals, you make sure every pound, every dollar pushes your organization in the right direction.
Makes total sense. So your spending actually fuels your vision.
Exactly.
Okay, next up, risk management. Nonprofit funding can feel, well, a bit uncertain sometimes. How does a budget help there?
It forces you to look ahead, doesn't it? To think about potential problems. What if that big grant falls through?
Yeah, the what ifs.
By considering these risks and maybe building in a little cushion, some contingency funds, or diversifying where your money comes from, well, you're better prepared for those unexpected financial storms. It's like a safety net.
A financial safety net. I like that. Smart. Okay, number 3, resource allocation. Making sure the money goes where it counts most.
Precisely. Strategic budgeting means making deliberate choices. Where does this money go? By setting clear financial targets tied to your top priorities, you can make sure your limited funds really work hard for your key programs, getting the most impact for your spend.
And benefit number 4, performance measurement. How does the budget help us see how we're actually doing?
Think of the budget as your measuring stick, your financial benchmarks.
Okay.
You regularly compare your actual income and spending against these benchmarks. This shows you where you're on track, maybe where you're overspending or even underspending. It helps you make informed tweaks.
Like a dashboard for financial health.
Exactly that. Helps you monitor progress and adjust course if needed.
Okay, benefit 5 is stakeholder communication. Keeping donors, the board, staff informed.
Yeah, and your budget is such a powerful tool for this. A clear, well-thought-out budget tells everyone you're financially responsible.
Builds trust, I imagine.
Absolutely. It shows accountability, commitment to goals. It really boosts your credibility through transparency. Imagine showing a donor exactly how their contribution fits into the bigger picture.
That's compelling. Okay, and the last one, the big one, financial sustainability. Keeping the doors open, long-term.
This is where it all comes together, really. By carefully watching your cash flow, controlling expenses, looking for ways to boost income streams, budgeting lays that foundation for long-term stability.
So you can keep serving the community.
For years to come, it's about building resilience.
Here's where it gets really interesting. How do we actually connect that big strategy, that mission, with the pounds and pence in the budget spreadsheet?
The key link is your work plan. The guide really emphasizes this. Your budget should flow directly from the detailed activities in your annual work plans.
The ones you develop during strategic planning.
Exactly those. These plans break down your big goals into specific, manageable tasks. So not just increase outreach, but something like...
Something more concrete.
Right. Like run 3 workshops in Area X by June, reaching 150 people. Something measurable.
So the work plan gives you the specifics you can actually put a cost to.
Precisely. And making those goals smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound makes costing and tracking much, much easier.
This SMART framework. Good point.
And then the evaluate and revise parts of your strategic planning feed back into your budget. It's a continuous loop.
Okay, strategy, work plan, check. Now, the practical steps. How do we actually build the budget?
Right, the nuts and bolts. Step 1.
Yeah.
Calculate all your expenses, everything linked to those work plan activities.
What kind of expenses?
Both direct costs, things like program staff salaries, specific materials, project travel, and your indirect costs.
The overheads. Rent, utilities.
Exactly. Rent, utilities, admin support, things that benefit the whole organization. And you need a fair way to allocate those indirect costs across your different programs or activities.
Why is that important?
So you know the true cost of delivering each part of your mission. There are different ways to allocate based on staff time, maybe, or resources used. Finding the right method for you gives a clearer picture.
Makes sense. Know the true cost. What's step 2?
Define your income. Where's the money coming from? Project how much you expect from grants, donations, fees, whatever your sources are. And crucially, assess how certain that income is. Is that grant confirmed or still pending? Could donations fluctuate? Be realistic.
Okay, realistic income projection. Then step 3.
Compare. Match the income against the expenses for each work plan. This immediately flags up any gaps, potential deficits.
Where you might need more funding.
Right. The goal is a realistic, sustainable budget, one that covers your core costs, ideally with a bit of flexibility built in. Then you consolidate all those work plan budgets into one overall organizational budget.
And that's it. Job done for the year.
Not quite. A budget isn't static. It's a living document. You need to review it regularly, maybe monthly or quarterly.
Keep checking in.
Yeah. Monitor your actual income and spending against what you projected. Make adjustments if things change significantly. And importantly, communicate how things are going to your board, your staff, your funders. What's fascinating here is how the cycle of budgeting, monitoring, and adjusting really becomes part of how the organization learns and adapts over time. You see what worked, what didn't, and feed that back into planning.
The guide also mentions knowing who's responsible for the budget. Really.
Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
Clearly defining who prepares it, who reviews it, who manages it day-to-day, that builds accountability and makes sure everyone's on board.
So what does this all mean for a CBO or a nonprofit director, maybe a treasurer listening right now?
It means that budgeting, when done thoughtfully, isn't just paperwork. It's a powerful strategic tool.
More than just numbers.
Much more. It aligns your actions with your goals, helps you navigate risks, use resources wisely, prove your impact to stakeholders, and ultimately build a stronger, more sustainable organization that can achieve its mission.
So, wrapping up, a strong budget is your financial roadmap. It connects spending to mission, manages risk, guides resource use, measures performance, helps communication, and supports long-term stability.
And the key steps involve linking it tightly to your work plans, projecting income and expenses realistically, and then consistently monitoring and updating it.
It's an ongoing process.
It really is. And this raises an important question for you listening. How can you make your budgeting process even more proactive, more strategic, to really empower your organization's impact and build that long-term resilience?
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for breaking that down for us today. Hopefully this gives you some really practical steps towards taking control of your financial planning for greater success.